Hey traders, Ben Nathan here from the Daily Scalper. We've had a few requests in asking about all the different settings on the EA that's included in the Daily Scalper course. Now, obviously, the EA is only to be used in exact concordance with the course itself. So that's the daily ritual, adding the fundamental edge, etc., etc. You can't just throw it onto a chart. If you're just pulling it on a chart without doing your research, you'll make losses and you won't do very well at all. So you need to make sure you follow the course guidelines. That's the first thing. Second thing, be aware of your broker limits. And what I mean by that is, for scalping particularly, you need to be aware of what your broker rules are in terms of how far away price must be from an entry point. There's a very simple way to do this, and you will find it will vary on each pair. So we're going to load up a couple of pairs just to kind of highlight this. So let me just get a couple of pairs up. Okay, so ignore the formatting, they're the same charts. So, to check your broker limit, right click, hover over trading and go to new order. Select pending order and you'll see at the very bottom it'll tell you what the price difference must be between the market price. So the price of your order and the market price, there may be a limit in there. Okay, so we're going to go into that in a moment. And again, let's just have a look at the pound yen. Sometimes it varies. Okay, so just whenever you're setting your EA up on a pair, be aware. So as you can see on FXCM, because it's a commission-based account, we don't really get those limits, so it's not applicable. But some of brokers out there, there will be a limit there, so be aware of this. So going on to the EA settings, account for broker limits. What you'll find, if there is a broker limit in place, if the entry point which is proposed by the EA, which is of course based on the itchy finger strategy, if price is too close to where that order it would be, generally, simply the broker won't accept the order. So if you have broker limits, select yes on account for broker limits. Now what will happen then, if price is too close to your order point for the orders to go through, what the EA will do, it will just then place the order as close as it can, okay, while sticking to those broker limits. So that's what that does. Duration. Now the duration side of things is how many hours you want the EA to run for. So if you want that EA to continue to run throughout the day or without stopping, 0 is unlimited. If however you were trading, for example, the euro dollar and you knew there was some euro news coming out in 4 hours, then, or say 4.5 hours, then all you'd do, you'd select a duration limit to make sure that the EA stops working just ahead of that news release, just to make sure that you're not stuck in any trades or any orders if the news goes against your trading direction. Okay. Magic number. You don't really need to worry about magic numbers. The only thing you need to use this for is if you're running more than one EA on the same account or the same chart, just make sure the magic numbers are different on each EA setting. So again, don't worry about that, leave it to default. Initial stop loss. Again, that's just what the initial stop loss is in terms of pips. So if I'm trading the London session or the New York session, generally it'll be around 20 pips. If the session's really, really volatile and we're seeing a lot of movement, then I might leave it at 30 pips. If we're in a quiet session, like Sydney or Hong Kong, then it'll be more like 10 pips. So again, you can use your initiative when it comes to placing that initial stop loss. Direction. That's the important stuff. You'll get your direction from your morning ritual from following the course. It's as simple as that. So it's a case of, are you looking for buys or are you looking for sells? You'll never be looking for both if you're following the course properly. Therefore, looking for both ways, it's not an option. You've got to choose one or the other. And then we go on to fixed lot size or risk manager. So if you want to put your own lot size in, turn risk manager to off and put in a lot size. If you want the EA to work out your risk for you based on your initial stop loss, just leave risk manager turned on and select your risk percentage. So that's a rundown of each EA setting and what it means and how to use it to get the most from it. If there are any questions, guys, as usual, you can contact me directly.